青や強がって飛び乗って風に流って青空昨日を越えろ
Hello everybody! Welcome back to Talking Mons, our Digimon Adventure 2020 recap podcast. My name is JD and I'm joined as always by my two good friends, Jenna and Gary.
Hello!
Hi y'all!
And we are here to talk about episodes 49, The God of Evil Descends Millenniummon, and episode 50, The End, The Ultimate Holy Battle. That last episode, Dave's kind of mislabeled because there's more episodes after it. But just as a quick thing, because I just found this out, Hulu, where I had been watching this show, stopped uploading the episodes. And I talked to Hulu support and could not get a solid answer as to why.
Hulu done mess up.
They done fucked up, man. So if you've been watching this on Hulu and wondering why the episodes haven't been showing up, there are new episodes. Crunchyroll has them apparently. So if you need to watch this through legal means, they have it. So
I don't have a Crunchyroll account and I can still watch it. So
yeah, you can watch it with without a Crunchyroll account. You just have to watch ads on Crunchyroll. But...
yeah, it's the same amount of ads as paid Hulu. So
right. Well, I pay for Hulu without the ads. So
I get VRV. I like VRV.
I contemplated getting Verve a while back, but other than Crunchyroll, I couldn't really there wasn't anything on there that I desperately wanted to have. So,
Well, despite doing this Weebtastic podcast, you're not really that much into anime, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I pay for the Funimation app, just because they do a lot of dub stuff, and I have been watching an obscene amount of One Piece lately, so it's embarrassing, but.
One Piece is good stuff. There's nothing embarrassing about this. This is a One Piece podcast now, by the way, guys.
No, I'm not saying it's embarrassing watching One Piece. It's embarrassing the amount of One Piece I've watched.
Well, there's
in a small amount of time.
You can't really be embarrassed about it just by the sheer volume of it.
Right.
I mean, you have to watch 20 episodes a day to be caught up by the end of. I don't know. There's so many episodes.
Yeah, I've been watching it for less than 6 months, and I am a couple episodes away from 400.
Yeah, you're only about halfway through.
Yeah, I'm only halfway there. And I started watching one of the movies last night, but I fell asleep in the middle of it. But that was just because I was sleepy. Anyway, we're going to talk about Digimon, not One Piece.
If we do One Piece, we will die before we finish doing the podcast on it.
I was about to say, that'd be a never-ending podcast. It's going to go on forever. It'd be like if we did a Pokemon podcast. That fucking would go on forever.
I kind of like that Digimon has an end in sight.
So I have some questions about that, but we'll get on. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with episode 49, The God of Evil Descends. What I describe as it has a fucking Avengers Infinity War ending. So Millenniummon is revived now, everybody. The big bad that we've been led to believe is this horrible god of destruction. Yeah, he's just back in full swing now in his horrible glory, I guess. And a lot of it is just War Greymon trying to beat the shit out of him.
Well, I'm gonna say it lived up to the hype because on the Digimon Wiki, where they show the trading card image of Millenniummon, it was very underwhelming. But after the episodes,
yeah, Millenniummon is such a weird monster because he is literally just a dark Chimeramon with the spirit of Machinedramon strapped to his back.
Yep.
That's all he is.
It's okay. Remember how a long time ago when I said that War Greymon is obscenely huge in this series?
No, yeah.
Yeah, and then Millenniummon.
Millenniummon is so huge he sees the curvature of the Earth.
It makes
He's a
War
kaiju.
Grandma look like an ant. And I'm really glad because
Yeah.
it lives up to the hype.
Yeah. But yeah, so this episode is like we left the last episode. Ty is dead. We don't see him through this entire episode because he and War Greymon kind of just like exploded. And were shot down. So it is up to the rest of the kids to try to fend back Millenniummon.
Well, a proto Millenniummon.
Yeah, he's
And
like
all the Rogers trying to
he's
defend it.
yeah, he's working on it.
Like, I
sorry.
can't even without Ty. I can't even.
No, not really. Yeah. I mean, hell, Kari and fucking Mimi start making fucking floral arrangements halfway through this episode.
It's
Those
called
were supposed
coping.
to be. Yeah, those were supposed to be symbolic of hope or something. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I really thought Rosemon was gonna show up this episode because Mimi was like really shining through in this one and like really going on about the flower stuff. And Rosemon is a giant rose woman, so I thought maybe that she would get her mega this episode. It did not happen, but that's
But
okay.
Mimi and her pep talk.
Yeah, Mimi like really rallied the troops, or at least rallied Kari, because Kari's like, my brother's dead. I'm sad, and I'm 6. But I guess we can like what our like base impressions were from this. I don't. Whoever wants to go first.
Okay. So I was really, really sad to the point I had to look up spoilers for the episode because I didn't know if I could continue through the episode without knowing if Ty came back or not. Like, everyone was so sad and depressed, and I'm like, oh, I'm sad and depressed now too. And yeah, it got better, obviously. Like, Ty came back. I don't know how Ty's alive. I seriously don't.
He's got protagonist powers. He can't die. He's the main character.
Goggles.
Yeah, it gives him super strength. What about you, Gary?
Well, I kind of already said what I had before, but it's one thing is with all the little gray alienmon, I don't remember their names. It's surprising how much of a fight that they kind of did put up because they look so weak. But also, oh wait,
go ahead.
And also, Matt and Meta. Wait, crap! I can't remember his name.
Metal Garurumon.
Yes, Meta Garurumon. Initially, their fight with Griffinmon was slightly underwhelming, where they're just like ramming into each other.
Yeah.
And then after the pep talk, it got a little more engaging with one of the very tropey missile trail attack.
Yeah.
It's nice to see, but it just, I guess, after seeing the next episode, everything in this episode just seems a little underwhelming.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's
for
a good
sure.
thing.
Yeah. I honestly don't think they put the effort in the War Greymon the way they put the effort into Metal or War Greymon or whatever.
Yeah. No, they definitely don't.
Yeah, I'll get into it next episode when we talk about it, because there was something I was expecting that it would surely happen and it didn't.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this episode was fine. It's one long fight scene with everyone just like trying to fucking stop this thing from like fully forming, and obviously Ty is presumed dead for this entire episode, and like right at the very end he comes back shooting as a giant laser beam, which the next episode like kind of shows like the moment right before that happens. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Whatever keeps Agumon going, I want some.
Agumon
has the shit beat out of him, and he's like, I can still fight.
I'm good. Put me back in, coach.
Yeah.
No, this episode, I think you could just play it straight through with the next episode, and I think it makes a big cohesive story. But this one is literally just build up for the real fight that the next episode has.
Like,
Everyone is sad.
it feels like it's not like a great episode. It's not a bad episode either. It's just it stand alone. It just doesn't feel like it's good or bad. I don't know how to
Yeah,
describe it. It's just
no, I definitely agree. Standalone, it's kind of just but like in the context of the of what follows, or like even really just being like a three-part episode from the last episode to the next one.
oh yeah.
It kind of flows. Um,
Sorry about that.
no, you're fine. But yeah, and then like I said, they kind of get the Thanos snap at the end where like War Greymon comes back, but Millenniummon is fully formed now, and I guess like absorbs them into the darkness, and they kind of get like fizzled out of reality into like a shadow dimension or something.
Don't ask me to explain any of the plot of
What
these
is
episodes.
science?
It's the Millenniummon is trying to compress some files. It's doing WinZip.
Yeah, exactly.
Limit to Oblivion.
Right. Yeah.
Jeremy Snow here, owner and editor-in-chief of The Geekly Grind. I'm interrupting your awesome, regularly scheduled programming to ensure that you know about our Geekly Grind podcast network, of which this show is a treasured member of. If you haven't had a chance to check out our site, you can do so at www.thegeeklygrind.com, and while you're there, check out the other members of our steadily growing podcast family, including the anime-centric Blake and Spencer Get Jumped, discovering new heroes and comic book keepers with Chris and Lance, exploring the vast universe of geekdom with Geeksploration, or of course appreciating animation's finer details with the Ink and Paint Club. Escape your weekly grind at The Geekly Grind.
This episode where the real doozy happens. This episode is crazy in so many ways. So we find out this opening scene, Tai is not in fact dead. He and Agumon have just been meteored into a mountain. Tai has the strongest. What?
I think Agumon can still evolve into War Greymon, no problem.
Yeah, they like get right back up and digivolve right back into War Greymon like nothing happened.
Yeah, in that little compression sphere of darkness.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and it's find out that Millenniummon has like this big ball of darkness in his mouth, and he's like slowly trying to crush it with his jaw. And War Greymon is trying to fight Millenniummon, who, like we said, is a fucking like puts like any kaiju to shame with his immense size.
It's like Majora Moon, like from Zelda.
I think even that's underselling it, how fucking huge this guy is.
Yeah, it's bigger than that.
Right.
And if you play the game, you know how big it is.
Yeah, and like, just to see the power from Millenniummon when he shoots off his cannons in the back, and he literally like scorches the earth so hard it produces a volcano.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the kids are trapped in the thing, but you know the holy Digimon, Gatomon and Patamon finally decided to like put on the big boy pants and like, we're the holy Digimon, we're supposed to be here to protect you, we're gonna do our thing. So they
time. Sorry.
Yeah, they use their holy powers. They break out, and hey, they get their megas, and it's not the one we expected. Instead of going to like the Armored Angel forms finals, they got their Beast God finals. We got Goldramon and Magnadramon. I think they call him Goddramon in Japan, but he's Goldramon in America, so it's whatever you want to call him. I just want to say right now, I find Goldramon hilarious because he is a big, beefy dragon man, and he has a teeny tiny head. And it is hilarious.
I love the fact that his answer is just punch everything.
He has the righteous fist of justice.
Yes.
I mean,
Nope.
it's just an upscale of Angelmon's like main attack.
Exactly, man. He's just gonna punch it with Holy Justice Light as hard as he freaking can. And I'm down for it.
I'm actually really glad they went with the beast forms because Tailmon or Godamon's beast form is just one of my favorite Digimon ever. So I was super excited.
Magdramon. It's also kind of funny because we've seen Magdramon in the anime before because she was in the movie. But I think this might be the first time we've seen Goldramon. At least in the context of being a Patamon evolution.
I will say, Magnamon, she's basically the luck dragon from Neverending Story.
Yeah.
And they're also huge. They are like
Yes.
They're also fucking gigantic.
equivalent size because like Goldrumon's fist is actually like the size of Millenniummon's head
Yeah, it's perfectly sized.
for punching.
It is perfectly sized for punching. But yeah, what am I saying? Magdramon and Goldramon like unleash their holy power, just beating the absolute mother-loving shit out of Millenniummon. It is so satisfying to watch that.
Yes.
I like that they both have like a fire attack, and then like Goldramon has like his holy fist attack, and then for no real reason, Magdramon just has fucking space lasers.
Yes.
Just that appear from nowhere.
And it's the greatest like combination, like the punch and then the space laser surround Goldrumon's like attack around them as it spins.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that like they like with them and War Greymon, you think that like Millenniummon is down and they're like, oh yeah, we're all good now, you know, everything's great. JK, this is not Millenniummon's final form.
Yeah, Millennium
he becomes
physical form, crush a continent.
And this is where we get into the Evangelion section of the episode. Where he fucking turns into an even bigger horror monster and starts just like scorch lining the earth miles long. And
there wasn't like any big visible attack either. It just exists and it scorches the earth.
Yeah, he's just fucking making the planet explode.
And then the literal ground is having none of this shit.
Yeah. I fucking love that, like, he's like this giant monster, like, just to see the scope of him, you have to like zoom out from the planet.
Yes.
But yeah, I kind of laughed because of the way the subtitles put it. It's like the ground is saying that it stands and it will also fight. And I'm like, yes, the dirt is ready to fight. It's also having enough of this shit.
The continent digivolved. No, it didn't. But
but
it was the cheesiest shit. I was all here for it,
dude. I liked it that they flashed. Basically, they've been flat in the last couple episodes. They've been flashing like Leomon and his army of like every Digimon that they've met along the way have all joined into the Resistance army, and they're all just kind of hanging around watching what's happening from miles away. And I like that.
No. What are you gonna say? Sorry.
I was just saying that, like, you know, they all like give up a bit of their power to give War Greymon a literal spirit bomb.
Yes.
How are they watching? Because whenever we see it, and from their point of view, it's just clouds and lightning.
They explained that the castle apparently has some sort of surveillance system that grew out of the Digimon. Yeah, don't trust me. I understand if you have no idea where this came from.
I was just gonna say that Millenniummon's so flippin' massive. How could you not see him?
Well, it's not so much you can't see Millenniummon. It's like, can you see War Greymon? Because he's like a tiny fly next to.
Yeah, exactly.
He is an ant. Which I take back my complaints about, like, War Greymon seems a little bigger in this series. Like, it's like, hold on a second, we got bigger. Don't you worry.
He's actually so tiny next to Millenniummon that Millenniummon can't hit him. He just swats at him. He just
a bug.
But I like that Millenniummon is so flippin' massive that, like, even though he is so small, that just by the fact that he covers so much space, he still manages to hit him.
Yes.
And I call bullshit on this, where Millenniummon gives War Greymon the full brunt of his back laser, and like Tai is still attached to him at this point. The fact that at least Tai is not dead, I'd call bullshit.
I had the same thought too. I'm like, that's just, I can't suspend my disbelief that far.
No.
Tai should be particles now.
Yeah. But yeah, through the power of hope and shit, everyone
Ground.
in the ground, the literal power of the earth. Yeah, War Greymon summons a Dragon Ball Spirit Bomb and like fucking kills Millenniummon's final form until he's fucking dust. And
I did. It was total DBZ shit.
Yeah, and we did it, kids. The Great Darkness is dead. This 50 episode long saga, and it's done.
Oh yeah, it turns out that we didn't need the other ones. We just needed Tai to like kill him.
We just needed to believe hard enough.
Yeah, Tai could have carried this entire series and permanently saved the world on his own his entire time.
Another thing I thought of while doing this is I wish when people screamed my name, it gave me superpowers. Like it apparently does for Tai when all the kids are just screaming his name over and over again, which apparently gives him the willpower to keep going.
After he sunk in the lake, passed out, and didn't drown.
Yeah.
I do want to say, no mistake of this. I know I've said a lot of things of making fun of this episode, but I enjoyed every second of this. I thought it was great.
Oh
yes.
no,
yeah.
It was cheesy and dumb, but it was great.
It's the best kind of dumb because it's just like lasers and monsters shooting lasers and fucking dumb shonen. I believe in myself and that will overcome the evil.
Like if the series had ended there and there's like one follow-up episode, that would have made sense.
Yeah, I thought it was like I don't know. I think I might need some time to ruminate on this, but like I'm kind of at the point right now is like, yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know. I'm used to Digimon having villains with a little more personality, where Millenniummon is just like it is a cosmic force. It is the literal personification of darkness. And so like he's not like Myotismon or the Dark Masters from the old show. Like you don't really get to know him as a character in any way. He's just this giant hell beast. So in that way, it feels a little unsatisfying, but like I'm also satisfied in the way that he was taken down. If any of that makes sense.
I think the main thing that was unsatisfying for me is a fight with the actual Millenniummon, less than one episode, pretty much. Maybe two, if you count the previous episodes. One and a quarter, two. I was expecting a much longer fight.
Yeah,
more participant.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think if they would have stretched this out to at least like one more episode, I feel like it would have made more of an impact. Even if it was like this episode, we deal with Patamon and Gatomon getting their finals and like doing that. And then you end this episode where Millenniummon, like you think he's dead, but no, he comes back as a horrifying giant Evangelion kaiju. And end it there. And then the next episode, even if it's like half the episode and the last half of it is just like wrap up, have the War Greymon fight and everything like that. So I do kind of agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gary.
Well, I was expecting Omnimon.
Same.
Like with Tai just like popping out of the protective bubble from wait, which mon is that?
He was with Magnadramon.
Yeah, Magnadramon. I was expecting wait, crap! I keep forgetting. Metal Garurumon. Yeah, there we go. Metal Garurumon to pop out and then do the whole Omnimon evolution.
It's It's so weird that they showed us Omnimon like right off the bat in this show, like second episode Omnimon's there, and they have not used him since.
Yeah, you think you bookended at the first time they encounter this threat,
Right.
and then here at the end.
No, like when War Greymon gets like decked into the ocean, I thought like, okay, when he comes back, Metal Gurumon's like, okay, I'm stepping into this fight too, and we're gonna form Omnimon again, and that's what's gonna finish him off. I was totally expecting that, but
I think that might be giving this series too much credit. It's just I don't think the series ever really had a coherent vision of what it wanted to be, if it makes sense, or what it wanted to tell plot wise.
I think I know why, is because I feel like this show always sold itself as like it is Tai and his friends. It is not, yes, all the characters are here, but it is not a true equal timed ensemble. It is Tai focused first and foremost. So the fact that Tai is the one who ends up saving one at the end, for what this show was sold on, it makes and that is something I constantly have to remind myself is like, this is not the old show where it is truly a group thing. This is like Tai and the group that accompanies him. Who occasionally get things to do.
What's more, I think my issue with the plotting of the series so far, and don't get me wrong, I like the series. I'm glad Digimon is back, or Digimon. It's just, they've gone through these various plots, and then they don't cohesively like move on to a next plot.
Yeah,
just kind of drop the old plot and go for the new one.
Yeah, no, yeah, the last 50 episodes, like, it has been ups and downs that kind of just like run right into each other. It's weird. I've been I think on the whole I have enjoyed this because it is more Digimon. It is these characters that I grew up with, and getting to see them kind of in a new light has been great. Story wise, I feel like there's like, it's fine. There could definitely be some improvements, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
And then it's sort of weird because we have more episodes, and it's like, where does this? Are they setting up for another season next year? Or?
Well, so is there, before we really get into that, is there anything else you guys want to talk about these two episodes?
Yes. Just stories aside, the animation in this episode is amazing. Like all the Sakuga, it's like they poured the entire series worth of money into this.
This is where the budget went.
Beautiful.
It's like not even just say for a kids 60 episode kids show. It's just in general compared to like other Sakuga in anime. It's really smooth. And especially the punch that Gajramon threw, where he wind back and like the camera zoom across his like entire length of both of his arms. That was amazing.
There's a lot of interesting angles too.
Yeah, you could definitely you definitely see that they put a lot of money into the animation for this one, and it was put to good use.
Yeah. If for some reason you listen to our podcast and not watch the show, watch this episode.
I don't know why you would be listening to us if you don't watch the show, but thank you anyway, I guess.
You're my mom. You're listening to me talk.
There you go.
There's one little funny thing that I absolutely couldn't take serious is when Lopmon is on screen and her ear is like flopping around in the wind upward. Just saying really serious stuff, but it's like a wacky waving inflatable arm too, man.
Yeah. That was great. Okay, so yeah, Millenniummon has been defeated. And at least from what we saw from the episode preview for next week, well, I think it's already out by the time we're recording this, but like, we're just moving on to the next adventure. And what I'm confused about is it seems like they're trying to sell this as like, okay, this is the next big adventure, like this is the next arc in the show, which I'm fine with. Okay, it's like we beat the big bad. Who's the next big bad? What's the next big mission? My confusion is that all reports said the series is supposed to have 66 episodes. We're on episode 50. We have 16 episodes left. What big story are you planning to tell in that short amount of time?
We need the beach episode.
Yeah.
And the hot springs episode.
Yeah, where's the hot springs
we kind
episode?
of already have that. It's
Yeah,
just
we had that with Joe.
Yeah, but we need a
Only
group hot
character.
springs episode. We need this. Where's the sports festival?
Yeah.
We kind of have a soccer episode.
Yeah, but we just gotta get all the fucking high school tropes in here.
Mhm.
So the next episode have to deal with the mystery of the crust, which you think they would already like have this
Yeah.
mystery beforehand.
Like, I really want to know what's up with that because everything up until this series, like at least pertaining to the original cast, like the crests are what got them past their champion form. But we have just blown right past through that on several occasions by now. Like everyone has at least their ultimate form, no crest needed. But they're gonna like do something with them. So I mean, they showed in the preview like their big stone tablet looking things. So I'm wondering how they're gonna recontextualize this and like make it useful. I guess I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, I'm just like, are they setting up for a new big arc and maybe this show has been successful enough that like they extended the episode order, so maybe 66 isn't going to be the end anymore. I don't know, I haven't seen anything about it, so I'm still going off what information I've had for a while, so definitely curious about what's gonna be next now that like the big bad guy for like the last 50 episodes is dead.
Yeah, no, I'm curious too. Like,
Are they gonna go back to the real world? Like, are they gonna have a little mini adventure? Because I kind of love all those like episodes where the Digimon are in the real world.
Literally, my wife's first thing, as she said, as soon as the episode was over, is like, "Oh, good, now you go back to your parents that clearly don't care about you."
Oh.
you have the syndrome where you were the heroes that saved the world and now you're nobody.
I had to remind her that well, actually, I don't know if it still works like this in this series, but how time works different in the digital world compared to the real world, where it runs faster, so they're not gone as long.
Well, it has been like that. I mean, at least from the earlier...
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Izzy was like, "I'm getting news reports from the real world, except they run at super slow motion because we're running so
Yeah.
fast."
The buffering is finished.
The buffering's
So
finished.
Oh, those children have been gone so long. They must be on milk cartons by now.
I mean, in the real world, they've probably been gone for like 10 minutes, but they've been gone for like almost a year, I swear.
I think it's been more than 10 minutes because they had that countdown to the stuff at the ships and such.
Yeah.
It's
And
definitely...
the space station. So
I mean,
Yeah.
I know that Ty's parents are negligent. I'd like to think at least one of the other kids has caring parents.
I mean, Ty's parents care about that cat.
They do care more about their cat than they do their son.
I really hope that if there is going to be more Digimon, it's Digimon in the real world, just because the dynamics between the kids and the parents are so interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. At
I
least
want to see.
I mean, at least from the preview for the next episode, it's still in the digital world, so I don't know if they're eventually gonna head back to the real world for a bit.
Joe's brother gave him that bag to run away, and then he never saw Joe again.
That's true. Joe could be dead for all he knows.
Like, oh, I'm sure he had something important to do.
I'm sure he's fine.
okay, my end game prediction: Millenniummon isn't actually defeated. It somehow escaped to the internet, to the like real world internet network, and they have to try to prevent it from escaping into the real world. And then it did, and then big final battle in the real world.
I just want to see human reactions to that monstrosity.
I just want to see the Golemon's Mega.
Yes,
Yeah.
that too.
Oh yeah, and that actually leads me to another thing. Like, clearly we've had split evolutions for a long time in this show, so it's like you know, I'm sure a lot of us, when, you know, Patamon and Gatomon were like about to go into their megas, like, oh, we're obviously going to get Seraphimon and Orphanamon, but no, they got the beast form. So it's like, just for instance, is Gomamon going to get Vikemon or is he going to get Plesiamon? Like, which version are they going to give him?
Vikemon.
Yeah, I mean, Vikemon is the one that like looks thematically similar enough, but like Plesiomon is a giant fucking plesiosaur with like Gomamon patterns and shit, and it's weird.
Oh, that's true.
So who knows? I mean, fucking Togemon got a split champion level. I love Ponchomon; he's the best. Well, everybody, do we have anything else we want to postulate on before we go?
Well, I already did.
Okay.
What about you, Jeanette?
No, not really.
Okay.
Miss along for the ride to see where this goes.
All right. Well, we'll be back again next week. Let's see what the wacky shenanigans these kids get into now that the big demon is dead, and what crazy mishaps they're gonna get up to with the crests and whatnot, and what all that's about. So,
Digimon just goes on forever, and we're trapped in this podcast forever.
I mean,
It's gonna turn into One Piece.
content.
Yeah.
Always be making content. Ty becomes a YouTuber. No, kids are on TikTok now. I'm old.
Watch Ty grow up. This Digimon.
Ty grows up because of TikTok.
Yes.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Be safe. Later.
Bye.
Bye.